Hello everyone. Well, it's been a few days since we've unlocked the Cat Bun system, or maybe you're in a newer server that hasn't unlocked yet, but either way I hope you're settled into it, or at least beginning to understand how it works. Now, I know I released a very long complicated video about Cat Buns the other day, and today I wanted to do a little bit of a closer look about flavors. Since flavors are the biggest part of the Cat Bun system and the ultimate reason we're chasing all of that RNG, we're all after the best in slot flavors. But there's quite a few things you have to understand in order to get the most out of your flavors, not just in the end game that we're all chasing towards, but also leading up to that and knowing that you don't have to already necessarily equip the best flavors now, and there might be other ways to improve your stats in the meantime. So, with that said, let's jump right into the Cat Bun system and take a look at a few things. So, the first thing that you need to understand, and that's very important, is how you can optimize your stats as you sort of build up your bakery level and don't necessarily have access to the best Cat Buns yet. Namely, not having access to these Generation 3 UR Cat Buns. For now, we are using either Generation 2 SRs, SSRs, maybe some Generation 3, depending on how far along you are. But the point is that none of these can be best in slot. And I will go over the reason of this again, which is, remember that each rarity of Cat Bun has limitations to the flavors. So Generation 1 Cat Buns cannot have 3-5 flavor slots. They can't have all 3 face, body, and tail be 5 slots. They can only have one. I think none of them are. It's like 3-4-4, 4-3-3, etc. Actually, excuse me, it's better to show in here in the showcase. So again, the normal rarity, doesn't matter the generation, the normal rarities you can see here have no 5 slot flavors. Face, body, and tail are all, face, shell, and tail are all 3 or 4, but less than 5. When you get to rare, you can see there's 1 5 slot flavor and 2 that are not 5 slot. Then at SR, you get to 2 5 slot and 1 not. Then you get to SSR and you get 3 5 slots. Now there's one very important limitation that all of these Cat Buns have on the way to UR, and that is that until you get to these mythical UR Cat Buns, which as a reminder you can only get from combining these Generation 3 Melamon together at a relatively low success rate unless you have an item like this, you're not going to have any flavors that have 5 of the same symbol, even in an SSR. It's not that it's low RNG, it's that you physically cannot get it. The flavors in SSR, SR, R, and normal all have mixed symbols, and only these URs can have 5 of the same symbol. That's incredibly important to understand, which is why until we unlock these, until we start fusing reliably these Generation 3 UR Cat Buns, you're not going to have best in slot. You're not going to have enough flavors to be able to get these level 5s and, you know, all the ultimate rewards that you're looking for, all the ultimate stats that you're looking for. So then how do you approach that on the way towards getting those unlocked? Now, one thing I'll remind people right away, and this is something very important to understand, and I want to make this very, very clear. Do not, under any circumstances, unless you are a tank, and I repeat, unless you are a tank, do not under any circumstances start fusing your Generation 3 Cat Buns the second you reach level 7 bakery. Do not do that. You will waste your Cat Buns, because in order for you to get your best in slot Cat Bun that gives you the best main skill that you're chasing for, you need a level 9 bakery. Sorry, here, pink cheese bun. And let's go into categories. This one here. The pink cheese cat has the kitty coin skill. Triggers every 10 seconds, a 50% chance to increase your accuracy and all damage by 2.5 and 5%. This levels up. This skill increases, and then it gives like a huge amount of permanent accuracy and damage. This is a massive skill. And so for DPS, you should be saving all of your Generation 3s. In your showcase, you should be saving all of your Generation 3s. As long as you're not capping out. Until you reach level 9, in which case you'll start fusing all your Cat Buns then. So that's what you should be doing. It's very important to keep that in mind. Now, if you're a healer, you can wait until level 8 Bakery, because that's when you unlock your best in slot, which is this one here. The long-lasting mark, which is the best for healers because it increases attack. And attack increases healing. So, if you're a healer, you wait for level 8. If you're a DPS, you wait for level 9. If you're a tank, you can start fusing right away. Go for it. Nothing's stopping you. So then, let's go back to the matter of hand. When you have all your Cat Buns unlocked, which you get all 4 slots unlocked at level 7 Bakery, you're probably wondering, well, how do I go about this? How do I actually choose what to put in, etc., etc.? Well, there's a few ways to approach this. And the first is, some people may not have gotten this because it was a limited pack that was available for purchase when Cat Buns unlocked, and it is a Generation 3 SSR Cat Bun that has it's the only SSR that you can get that has 5 of the same symbol already. So if you have this one already and you paid for this, then you should match the Cat Buns in your next 3 slots to these symbols, because you have 5 of them here. It'll be easy to get 333. So if you get more of these lazy ones here, if you get more of these nimble and more of these, I think it's cute here. So cute, nimble, and lazy. Quite a combination of flavors here. So if you have bought this, then you should try to match these symbols, because then you're going to look, I have level 2, and I'm on the way to getting level 2 here as well. But if you don't have that, then what you should do is you should try to match the ones that have the most symbols in the first few slots, because you can look at this. If you look at this, you'll see that it's random what is in the first few slots. So you might actually have one that matches with the right symbols, but they're in the last 2 or 3 slots, in which case it's useless to you because you're not going to have the materials, the spoons required and the flour required to get there. Now, a reminder, people have asked, well, where do these spoons come from? Where do these spoons come from? And I thought I had made that clear in the previous videos, but I will make it very clear now. The spoons come from fermenting your Cat Buns. You see here, if I click this and I click confirm, I get spoons. So I just got some yeast essence. Now, I did just ferment some normal Generation 3 Cat Buns. Maybe that's not the best thing to do, but at least you get an understanding of where you get the spoons from. Your spoons all come from fermenting the Cat Buns you're not going to use anymore. For now, I'm trying to ferment not everything that I have. I could arguably ferment some of my Generation 2 SRs here because I have better ones equipped, but I'm not doing that yet. So either way, to upgrade your flavors, you need these wheat. The wheat comes from the cat oven, and the spoons comes from fermenting your unneeded Cat Buns here. So, with that said, you have an understanding of how to approach the intermittent leveling stages until you get best in slot UR Cat Buns. So for now, we're simply approaching it from the perspective of trying to match as many symbols as possible to get, arguably you can get 3 in one, 3 in another, and then 2, 2, or whatever, and then it's just enough to get level 2. You're trying to get 2, 2, 2, and eventually you're going to want to... Let me show something important here, because the thing you have to understand, and we're going to get into this right now, this flavor recommendation here, you can trust this. You can absolutely trust this. This is going to show you your best in slot, 100%. But if you click on your shell slot, you can see here it's best in slot because of the elemental bonus, which is a level 5 bonus. You're physically not going to be able to get this bonus until you get 3 UR Cat Buns. It's impossible. You physically can't get it because it's the only generation of Cat Buns and rarity of Cat Buns that's going to have 5 of the same symbol. And to get this level 5, you're going to need 4 of them. You're going to need 4 Cat Buns that have a 5 slot of this symbol in order to get the level 5. That's a long way away in our progression. Now, Tail, on the other hand, only requires level 3, which is 12 symbols, which theoretically you can get. You can get this before getting your best in slot UR Cat Buns. So, if you can get 12 symbols of Chubby, for example, for myself as a Nightweaver, I'll get my fire damage and attack bonus and accuracy rate increase here from level 3. So, in theory, you'll be able to get your level 3 of your flavor sooner than you'll get to your level 5 of your shell. So it might be worth prioritizing the Cat Buns that allow you to get to level 3 of your actual best in slot here, as opposed to chasing this level 5 here, which you're not going to get until you get multiple, best in slot, or not best in slot, but multiple UR Cat Buns that have these stats times 4. You know what I mean? It's going to be like a lot of cat buns that you need in the right, with the right flavors. So what does it mean now? I mean, so let's look now at what the actual best in slot flavors are for each class, because that's super important. So very simple. For tail, whatever has a thumbs up, it's best for you. Simple as that, because you're going to want to get these elemental bonuses. So for tail, follow for tail and shell. For body and tail, get these recommended ones. Strong and chubby for me as fire. But now when it comes to face, there's nothing recommended here. So how do you approach the face stats? Now let's look at this. For DPS, there's one choice and one choice only, and that is lively. This has a 5% increase to damage taken, but in exchange, you deal 7% more damage. Now DPS, as DPS, we can survive this 5% increased damage taken because we don't take damage so often that this is a problem. Now tanks and healers, on the other hand, I would not recommend taking lively at all. Plus, for a healer, you don't really care about damage taken. Damage dealt. Damage dealt doesn't improve your healing output at all. The attack will, but the damage dealt won't. So lively isn't even best for healers. This is purely for DPS. In fact, in the other versions of the game, tanks who run lively cat buns are a meme. They get memed on because you're going to go into hard content and you're going to die, and people are going to inspect you and see you have lively cat buns and be like, "Hey, what are you doing? You're a tank. Why are you running lively? Are you crazy? You're griefing us." So keep that in mind. If you're a tank, don't run lively. You're gonna get memed on, and people are gonna accuse you of griefing because you're gonna be taking more damage, which could potentially end the run. It could potentially wipe your party. So don't run lively. This is for DPS only. Now, when it comes to tanks and healers, I would actually recommend instead you should be running cute. I think you should be running cute. The reason is because when you analyze all the stats offered here, this is primarily an offensive slot. So everything here is damage dealt, more damage, more damage. This is the only one that actually gives a tangible defense bonus, and this is increasing your attack and defense by 2.5%. The attack, as we know, affects healing output, benefits tanks as well, you do a little more damage, and increases your defense, which is useful. Plus, you additionally get the stacking attack percentage, which is much better than crit rate, determination, haste, etc. So to me, let's go over that again. Lively is best for DPS, and cute is best for tanks and heals. I think that is absolutely going without say. So that's my best in slot when it comes to face. With shell, you just go with the recommended, but until you get the best in slot for your recommended, I would just choose the cat buns that you have available that give you as close to, 2 levels of this plus, 3 levels of your best in slot tail slot here, because you're going to get already this elemental bonus at level 3, which you're not going to get till level 5 in the tail slot. So that's how you should approach that. So like here, for example, I'll go back and just show you my team again. I actually have here, I'm running a Generation 2 SR, even though I have here an SSR. I have an SSR that I don't have equipped. The reason is because I don't like the flavors that it's giving. So just be careful. Don't chase the highest rarity that you have. Yeah, it's going to give you a bit more raw stats, but the benefit of having matching symbols in the flavors far outweighs the additional raw stats you get from upgrading from an SR to SSR, but you have crappy symbols. So anyway, I think that's pretty much as I want to say about Cat Buns. Oh, one more thing. Just one more thing. This is the important thing. I should have said this earlier, and I apologize for not saying this earlier. The main reason you should be approaching things this way is because of the important thing you have to understand. All flavors can be freely reset, and you get all of your materials back. Boom, boom, boom. No matter what you do, you get all your materials back. You can freely reset it just like many other systems in the game. And that's really critical because, once again, the game is not punishing you from testing out different things. So if you're stuck, you don't know what to do, just try it. You can reset it afterwards. Who cares? Just go for it. So there you have it. Hopefully you found this helpful. Don't forget you can freely reset all your flavors and just go about doing experiments, chasing your level 3 tail to get your best in slot, your elemental bonus right away from level 3, while you try to, eventually level up your bakery and get to your dream best in slot Cat Buns. So there you have it, a little more of a deep dive just into flavors. Hope you found that useful. If there's something I missed, something I didn't cover, then ask me in the comments down below. I'll be sure to get to it whenever I can. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Hit that like button if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And of course, join the Discord. We'd love to see you there. And hit that notification bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. So that's a wrap for me. Hope you found this guide helpful and can get some good RNG when it comes to your Cat Bun flavors. So take care, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.